Please be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of Hicks versus Smith.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Ms. Hicks, you say the sins of your past have brought you into court today to save your relationship. You are petitioning the court for a DNA test to prove that the defendant is the father of your 3-month-old daughter, Honesty. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Smith, you say you have medical evidence to prove you are not Honesty's father, and if that's not enough, your bombshell witness will close your case. The plaintiff's very own sister says you are not the father. Jerome, please escort her in.
Can I have you go right up here on the left side? Hop on the other side.
Hello.
Good.
So, Ms. Hicks, how does it make you feel hearing Mr. Smith deny paternity?
I know I've only slept with him, and I know who my children belong to. Like, hearing this from him and him getting it from my own full-blooded sister, it just boils me.
Tell the truth.
It boils me.
So,
Your Honor, I got something to say. She's telling false lies, okay? I know for a fact that he was not the only one she was
you're there in the
sleeping
same
with.
bed with me when I'm sleeping with these people. I get.
Kaka, how long
We're
have I been
having
your
threesomes,
sister?
I get.
Okay, anyways, Your Honor. They was staying with me for some time, okay? From what I know, my sister's a cheater. She been like that her whole life, okay?
So, Mr. Smith.
Yes, Your Honor.
You hear the allegations that have been stated thus far. This is what leads you to believe you are not the biological father of Honesty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Explain.
I used to work out a lot, and one time I strained myself too hard, and I had to go to the hospital, and the doctor told me that I couldn't have kids, that my testicles had dropped by that time.
You submitted some evidence to the court concerning that. I'd like to look at that. Male hypogonadism is a condition in which the body doesn't produce enough testosterone or has an impaired ability to produce sperm or both. This is what the doctor diagnosed you with?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so hypogonadism in adult males may alter certain masculine physical characteristics and impair normal reproductive function. So you believe you can't have children.
Yes, Your Honor.
And this is what you were told by a medical professional.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you inform Ms. Hicks about this when you all were in a sexual relationship?
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor. He never informed me about any of this. When he did tell me, this came up like 2 months after Honesty was born. Like, she's living proof that you can have kids. I didn't make this baby myself.
Girl, you know dang well that is
Somebody
not
else
my
did.
I
baby.
can't climb on top of myself and get pregnant.
Please.
You know dang well that's
It's
not
not
my
possible.
baby.
So, Mr. Smith, you seem confident. You say she knows good and well that it's not your child.
Yes, Your Honor.
And why do you think she knows that? If you say you informed her about the fact that you couldn't have children?
Never.
Yes, Your Honor. I told her, once her son was born, she was cheating a lot of time with multiple men.
You know that for certain.
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you know that? Explain.
Her sister used to tell me that she used to sleep with this guy and that guy, and I didn't believe her at first, but until it started coming to me about the dude she talked to all the time, friendly with, I believe she did.
So, Ms. Hicks, you were the informant. You were the person telling Mr. Smith everything your sister was doing. Why would you do that?
Y'all don't know my sister like I do, okay? And besides, David is a sweet person. You know what I'm saying? I think he deserves to know what goes on behind his back.
So you felt sorry for Mr. Smith because you felt like here was a good guy being taken advantage of by my sister. And you know good and well he was not the only potential father.
There's multiple guys.
What was the nature of this relationship? Were you all committed or were you all just dating? What were y'all?
See, Your Honor, we were in a relationship. We technically still are, but these lies that she's pushing in his ears and everybody else is pushing in his ears.
I don't push no lies in his ear.
It's causing problems, Your Honor. It
Your Honor,
really is.
She believes her own lies, okay? they come true in her head. I don't know
And
why
once
she do
again,
that,
I
okay?
guess you're there with me while I'm sleeping with these
Of
men.
course.
We having a wang dang, ain't it?
Yep, child wills. I be right there.
We threesoming now. Maybe even a foursome since he's so sure.
Your Honor,
Yes, Mr. Smith.
I went through her phone and found text messages. And it said when I can get that kitty cat.
Oh, you saw a text message?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
And you submitted your recollection of that exchange to the court. The other guy said, I missed that kitty cat. And Ms. Hicks responded, you know he leaves, so you can come over anytime.
Yes, Your Honor.
You saw this message and you feel like she was definitely sleeping around.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Hicks, I have to ask you, did something similar to this come through your phone?
I don't even remember that text message, Your Honor. I honestly
bet
do
you
not
don't.
remember
I bet
this
you don't
text
even remember
message
when.
whatsoever.
Your Honor, I bet you don't even remember when he went to his grandma's house because they got into it. She had another man coming in the bed, sleeping in his bed. You
Yes,
hear me?
Your Honor.
Over there for 2 days.
Another man?
2 days, yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you, Ms.
Yes.
Hicks?
Like I said, I guess she was there to
I was there.
That's a yes or no.
ma'am.
Do you
Your Honor.
remember?
I did not have
you
did not have another man there. I know who my child belongs to. I know who every one of my children belongs to. Like I'm not finna sit up there and give my kitty to this man and that man and that man. And I mess with one man for 2 reasons. So I know who my child belongs to if I end up pregnant. And I know who to come to if I end up with an STD. I'm not a nasty chick. Never been one and never will be.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Mr. Smith, have you ever had occasion to witness firsthand the fact that she was with somebody else?
Yes, Your Honor. She
And
went.
that dude jumped out the window.
Yeah, the guy jumping out the window situation.
What happened?
Well, I came out the car. I seen somebody jump out the window, and I'm knocking on the door for like 30 minutes.
But a guy just jumped out the window, but you gotta knock on your own door.
Exactly.
Pitiful.
And so, wait, were you there when the guy jumped out the window?
Oh,
Ms.
yes,
Hicks?
ma'am. I was in my car. I'm looking at him run through the field.
And it took her at least 30 minutes to open up the door.
The day he came to the house, he has a habit of losing his keys.
But
She'll take
Ms.
the key what she
Hicks, let's get to the man jumping out the window and running through the field part.
Stay on the 2nd floor. We live in an apartment building.
He jumped out
and
the
we
window.
stay on the 2nd floor.
He jumped out the window.
Like himself, when he jumped out the window, like I expected that guy that he's suddenly seen jump out the window to be
was
hurt
one.
just like he was.
It was one.
Like,
You're denying anybody jumped out the window.
no one jumps out the window.
But you believe,
jump out the window too, before?
you believe, Mr. Smith, they jumped out the window
only
because
one
you were
stupid
coming back.
Yes, Your Honor.
And that person was in the house with Ms. Hicks.
Yes, Your Honor. Soon as she opened the door,
Nah.
she was acting like she was so tired, so sleepy. So I said, why the window open? She said, because I was hot and it's cold outside. Let me remind you, it's cold
That is
outside.
a lie.
All right, take me to the point you realize you're pregnant.
Mr. Smith, he came to me and said, I've been sick, I've been throwing up, and I've been feeling funny, so I think you need to take a pregnancy test. So he goes to the store and comes back with a pregnancy test that has 2 in a box. I took the first one, it came out negative. He was like, go ahead and take the other one so we can see the results of that one. So I takes the other one while he's right there in the bathroom watching. And it immediately pops up that it was positive. And so he was like, I knew it. He was happy. So all this doubt in it,
And he
I
came
don't
to me
get
and
it.
said he can't have kids, so he don't think the baby is his.
So, Mr. Smith, you found out she's pregnant?
Yes.
Were you happy about it?
Faking it to her, but I know in my mind that
Faking it.
I can't have
Oh, you were
it.
faking it to her?
Yes, Your Honor.
It is no way anybody can fake anything. I mean, at the hospital, you're there. He was like, oh, she looked just like me. She's so beautiful. Where's all this doubt coming from all of a sudden?
So when you saw the baby, Mr. Smith, did you feel like the baby looked like you? Did you feel like you were excited?
Yes.
What's going on here?
Your Honor, Your Honor, because I felt sorry for her because she could have lost her life.
You chose honesty. You
She
chose
made
one of her
me,
middle
but-
names, which is Monique. I never made you name
Right.
her.
Mr. Smith, do you have any other kids?
No, Your Honor.
You don't.
No, ma'am.
So you believe it's the hypogonadism that contributes or has affected you so that you could not father any children.
Yes, Your Honor.
I want to learn more about this medical condition, so I'd like to call on the expertise of Dr. Jamila Gator. Jerome, will you please escort the doctor into the courtroom?
Yes. Watch your step going up.
Hi, Dr. Gator.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us again. I need to talk to you today about a medical condition Mr. Smith said he was diagnosed with several years ago called hypogonadism.
Yes.
He says he was told that because of a strain he experienced while lifting weights, that he's now unable to father children. So I first want to understand more about what this condition is exactly.
So hypogonadism is when the body doesn't produce enough testosterone. You can either be born with it or you can develop it later in life. Usually from things like infection or an injury to the testicles can also cause it. But nature gives us 2 testicles, and so usually it has to be a profound injury to not one, but both testicles to actually cause hypogonadism.
So, Mr. Smith, did this doctor tell you that one of your testicles was injured or both?
He told me both.
All right, so now I want to understand, based upon his testimony, does hypogonadism affect his ability to have children conclusively?
Well, it's usually for good, but it depends on the individual. So usually with hypogonadism, you have low testosterone, but many males still produce some testosterone. Testosterone is the signal for the body to produce sperm. So it may affect his sperm count, and it really just depends on how low the sperm count and if he has enough sperm to actually be able to father a child.
Now that you've heard that, Mr. Smith, what do you think?
I still don't think that baby is mine, Your Honor.
That baby. But you up here taking her to all your family house talking about some, y'all see my baby, she look just like me. You feel that a child is not yours, you're not gonna take this child to all your people. You're not.
Why are you taking the baby around your family, Mr. Smith?
Because I raised her own son as mine, and I don't like people like that to be deadbeat.
So you say you're not taking her because you believe she's yours. You're taking her to be kind, and you would not want what happened to her son to be repeated with this baby.
Yes, Your Honor.
And so the stakes here are very real because you all are still in a relationship.
Yes, and now I have to prove paternity of my daughter, stating and showing that my daughter is his biologically.
And I can see that hurts you.
It devastates
I don't
Why do you say it devastates you,
I'm tears
Ms.
of
Hicks?
faith.
because it's coming from my full-blooded sister. We have the same mom, same dad. And I don't know why would this come from you anyway. As
Because
close
I know
as
what
we
you do,
are,
Carlisha.
we're
I know
very
what you do.
close.
You are?
No, we
I
argue.
sure can't tell.
Like,
Your Honor, we argue just about
right,
every day.
the
We're
same
close
way I
because
take care of him, the
we
same
all
way
we
I
got.
take care of her.
What?
I basically like have to change their diapers along with my kids
Oh,
too.
baby, you ain't gonna never change the diaper with me.
So it seems like there are so many relationships that are on the line here. Not just Mr. Smith with honesty, but also Mr. Smith with your son that he says he raised, also between you and your sister, you and Mr. Smith. I mean, there are just so many layers to this story.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I see the hurt in your eyes. I mean, you all argue back and forth and everybody wants to discount what you feel, but this has to be bothering you.
Yeah, and I love my sister. I really do. I truly love my sister. I go to the end if I have to. I would die with
Love
her,
is
ride
not
with her.
trying to mess up someone's
I'm not
relationship.
trying to mess up your
I
relationship.
don't be in your relationship. You have no business
All right.
in mine.
Oh, they say sisters argue, fuss, and fight, and you all have proven that right. Before I go to the results, Ms. Hicks, you may have a seat. These results are ultimately for Ms. Hicks and Mr. Smith. Jerome, I'm ready for the envelope. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. Do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings. In the case of Hicks versus Smith, when it comes to 3-month-old Honesty Smith, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Smith, you are the father. What next?
Thank you so much, Your Honor. I'm so glad that I came here today to get these results so I can finally be at peace, so me and my daughter can live with this man who I plan to marry someday. I really love him. I do, and I just hope at some point in time, this died down between me and my sister.
This is a perfect moment to begin again. It really is. You know, my mother had 6 sisters. My mother comes from a family of 10 children. And now my mother has passed away. But the relationship I have with my aunties, my mother's sisters, they're the closest connection I have to my mother. And so I want Honesty to be able to have a wonderful relationship with you. So we gotta be careful going forward how we treat one another. And look, we don't go off looks in this courtroom, but I will say, honey, that little baby looked like you in a onesie, Mr. Hicks. When I turned over there and looked at that little baby, I said, that looked like Mr. Hicks with a leopard onesie on. So you got a beautiful little girl that looks just like you. And I want you to take care of her and love her mother and figure out how to get this family on the right track, all right?
Yes, Your
I
Honor.
wish you the best of luck. Court is adjourned.